Okay. So what makes a person woke? Like we have to kind of go over that first before I introduce you to Tim Pool, who is a very woke person. He just doesn't understand and quite know it. Okay, so basically it's any other party or person or government or private entity that says something that might or might not affect you. And if you are woke, you will actually do the research to find out what the actual agenda is or if they are lying on what they're saying. So I'm going to give you right now 4 examples. I'm going to give you 4 examples from the Democratic Party and 4 examples from the Republican Party. So, one thing that Biden said, we'll start with the previous administration. Biden had told everybody that you will own nothing and you will be happy. Now, I mean, that's great and everything, right? You will own nothing and be happy because a majority of the people don't own a lot of things. And I don't think that they're very happy. If he would have put his money where his mouth was and actually sold all his assets and showed us how happy he was, then it wouldn't have been such a woke agenda. But for us woke people, instantly it snapped. And that just sounds stupidly crazy to me. Now let's go on to the current administration, which is Trump. And the one thing that he said that us woke people instantly woke up and said, what the fuck? He wants to run for a third term. Now, is that constitutional? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's in the Constitution. They wrote it before Theodore Roosevelt, and he ran for 4 terms. So you can fact check me if you want, correct me in the comments. But the one thing he did say was, jokingly or not, he did want to run for a third term. Now, his agenda on it, as we can kind of see, is one of the things that he's trying to press forward is to have only one vote per household, which means if you file your taxes, you're the head of the household, that only counts as one vote. No matter how many people live inside of your house that are over the age of 18, the head of household only counts as one vote. So that's pretty alarming that he wants to do something like that. And we're only a few months in. So we're going to find out how far he pushes this agenda in the next coming up months, years, to see how far he can actually get with that. Now let's go back to the Democratic side. And Barack Obama wanted change. He wanted change for everybody. He couldn't wait. As soon as he got elected, what did he change? Nothing. He rehired 97% of the previous administration's government right back into running and flowing everything. And that was coming off of the start of a really, really, really bad housing crisis that if you lived back then and went through it, the house pricing went up, the stock market was up, and then it completely crashed because a few simple words of your equity is like cash. No one kind of understood it. They started borrowing a lot from their houses, didn't pay them back. And we had, in my lifetime, one of the worst housing crises that I've seen. Now let's shift it right back over to the Republican side, and which is George Bush. So he ran for 2 terms, and 9/11 happened, and that affected everybody emotionally. But the one thing that if you are woke and that you understood was that Saddam Hussein called George Bush, called our president, called our government, and said, what can I do to help find and fight these terrorists with you? And George Bush, because he wanted to impress his dad so much, decided to invade and attack Iraq. It says a lot for what our government is doing and saying and how they're acting. And those are just the 4 previous administrations. And now we're on to this next one, which I think he's making a lot of mistakes by hiring a lot of people I think that he just likes. And we will get to that on the next video tomorrow because a lot of stuff happened with the people that he elected, and it really hurt our national security. So, but let's get on to Tim Pool here. So Tim Pool, this is Tim Pool, and he's very woke, and he's woke off of Disney's Snow White. He doesn't seem to think that Snow White should be anything other than white. So does that affect him? It's affecting him very much. And let's kind of see how this video rolls with him. Like, what is he actually going to say about Snow White? It's a cartoon. So if you're totally woke off a cartoon, you're going to find out.
Yes, my friends, Snow White is bombing at the box office. Surprised? Yo, apparently when the movie was getting bad, they combined and rewrote a whole bunch of the plot. It is bombing. It's not impressing critics. It's actually got a high audience score for some reason. And the weirdest thing is that I have heard that Rachel Zegler is getting praise from this, despite being insufferable. How?
Okay, what does that mean? If she's getting praised and then she's insufferable, is it insufferable to you or to other people? Because usually when you praise somebody, that means they're doing a great job at the role that they're playing or the part that they're playing or whatever that they're doing. Sports, it doesn't matter what they're doing. If you're getting any kind of praise for it, that means that you're obviously doing something right.
How much do you wonder of Rachel Zegler's PR campaigning woke feminist garbage was something
Okay,
her PR...
that's where I got to kind of stop them. Woke feminist garbage. I would like somebody in the comments to explain to me what woke feminist garbage is.
company told her to do, and she did. So here we are. Let's start from the beginning, my friends. They announced they were going to be making this movie, I think in like 2016, a remake of the 1937 classic Snow White. Now, instead of casting a woman whose skin was white as snow to play Snow.
Why do you say those things? Like, why would you just go and blurt those things out? Like, I really don't understand, like, the point that he's going to try to make moving forward, because I haven't seen this. But I mean, already I'm like 50 seconds in, and I can feel the racial tension that he has against this cartoon.
White, which is why she was called Snow White. They cast a Latina, a swarthy individual, meaning olive skin and darker hair, Rachel Zegler. But this presented a very serious problem. Why was her name Snow White? I kid you not.
Okay, who has a problem with her being Latina? Like, does anybody have a problem with Snow White being Latina?
They named her Snow White, spoiler alert, because a snowstorm happened when she was born. Okay, so then along comes Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage says, "You're going to have 7 dwarves? What is going on? Is this backwards?" So then it gets leaked.
You know, I kind of feel for Peter Dinklage there. Like, they did do the CGI on that. So we did get like 7 CGI dwarfs, and you know, maybe if they go back, they could have actually casted some actual little people or something. Like, I mean, that's just my opinion. But once again, it's a cartoon. So let's just keep it going here. Maybe he's going to come around and show us why he's not woke on this cartoon and have some kind of different agenda for it.
These images of the 7 companions, apparently, after the backlash, they rewrote it to do the dwarves and the bandits. There's no longer Prince Charming. It's a guy who steals bread, and he's a dirtbag leftist. Even the left is ragging on it, who convinces...
Okay. I haven't seen the movie yet, but how is he a dirtbag leftist? Is he like part of the government? Is he a Democrat? Does he show that he's a Democrat? Is there like a democracy going on with the prince?
Sir, to lead an uprising against the
shit.
Wicked Witch. Apparently, the story is convoluted. It's poorly put together. But the best part is, it's not just about, my friends, the bombing of this film. It's that the theaters are empty. Take a look at this from Not the Beat. I have to say,
Okay. like I really don't know where he's going with this. Like, to be honest with you, did he watch the movie? I haven't watched the movie yet, but it's probably going to be pretty good. You know, it's different. It's not the same old Snow White. I'm going to look at it really objective. I mean, he really has a problem with this movie, and I want to know if he's seen it yet. I mean, has he seen it yet?
I've never seen a flop quite like Snow White. Here's a video of scrolling through the local theater's showtimes for tomorrow, which is the first Saturday of release. Half of these showings are 100% empty. A few of them have a couple of scattered seats sold. Dang, look at this video. So this is Cinépolis, and they're looking at the various times for Disney's Snow White, and you can see none of the seats have been selected. They're all available. Yo, got to be honest. I ain't going to see this movie. Are you?
Okay, so there we go. He hasn't even seen the movie yet, so he's just being totally objective and breaking out his opinion on a movie that he has not seen yet. I mean, this is typical Tim Pool. Typical Tim Pool. He just brought something up on the screen, probably on YouTube, probably on Twitter, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run with that."
Might have. Some of you had to. I know our friends over at Pop Culture Crisis, Brett Dasovic and Mary Morgan, watched that show Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock live. They had to go see it. And so they did. And oh boy, is it bad. Not only do we have this video from Not the Bee, where they're scrolling through the website and all of the seats are basically available. Nobody's seeing the movie. Take a look at this from Daily Mail. Snow White and the empty cinemas. Embarrassing photos show deserted theaters with no bookings in prime time slots as Woke Buster becomes hilariously.
Why are they calling it a woke buster? I'm very curious on why everybody just keeps throwing this word woke around like they know what it means.
Abysmal. So here you can see somebody filmed a video. We don't need any of that audio. And the theater's totally empty.
Ever sat in a meeting wondering if you're the only one questioning why you're all there?
Yes, I can update the status of that task, moving it to in review, and now...
That's crazy. And that's not the only one. Look at this one. So many people here to watch Snow White. To be fair, this clip right here actually was from a video where they show the screen and then show the audience is empty. Yeah, real bad. Here's Kangmin Lee saying, opening Friday night for Disney Snow White in IMAX. Only one person bought a ticket. Dude, this is crazy. This is AMC IMAX for a Disney release. Get woke, go broke. That's nuts, man. And I
He just loves throwing that word around. Get woke, go broke. He doesn't realize how woke he actually is. This movie is bothering him. It's affecting him in a way, and he wants to find out what the true agenda of this movie is, which I don't think he'll find because it's a fucking cartoon.
I've seen some of the reviews, and they're actually saying that Rachel Zegler's performance was pretty good. I don't know. I saw a clip where one of the songs in the movie, I ain't going to see this movie, to be honest. The Prince is playing acoustic, and they've done one of the songs as like a folk sing-along, and I was like, stop. I can't claw my ears out. I need them. That's how bad it was. Off! Ian Miles Chong tweeted, prior to Snow White's release, actress Rachel Zegler told her critics that audiences would wait in line to see her. Snow White is the lowest performing Disney movie in decades. No one waited in line to see it. Are you kidding?
To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many.
Yeah, I'm going to forward a little bit more because I really want to get to what Tim Pool's trying to find. Like if he can find some kind of agenda, because he's really woken up to Snow White not being white. So I'm pretty sure his agenda is
true love.
What we all know.
Okay. Well, the Prince was looking for her, and Rachel Zegler said he was stalking her. That is cringe. That is cringe. That's what they called it. And that was the original film. The Wicked Witch dies when she's like on a cliffside and gets struck by lightning or something. So not even like a heroic defeat. In this movie, apparently it ends with a Diddy party. That's what people are calling it. She convinces the soldiers to turn against the evil queen by remembering their names. She's like, remember Jim, or whatever the guy's name is.
Oh my God, dude, he's about as terrible as one can be about being a critic on a movie, especially he hasn't even seen the movie. Man, how do you guys watch Tim Pool? This is very hard to watch him try to review a movie that he hasn't seen.
I don't know. And then the Wicked Witch goes to the mirror and she screams and then kills herself. And I'm not kidding. That's actually what apparently the story is. I mean, the story's pretty wonky as it is, to be fair. It's one of the highest grossing films of all time. Adjusted for inflation, it's around 2.2 or 2.3 billion dollars.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure his agenda is going to be like where the money goes to after the movie bombs. So in his wokeness, he's trying to figure out where does all this money go after it bombs?
For Snow White. So back in the day, I think it pulled in a couple $1 million. But remember, this is the 30s, and that money meant something. Today, yikes, 200x. What are we at? Is it 200x? Yeah, it is. Jeez. No. It's not. It's 1.8. So it's just about 100 times. That's kind of sad, man. It does break my heart, to be honest, that you've got this classic film which set the tone for an industry. It created a juggernaut of a media company. And what ends up happening is they chase after this garbage that we know does not work, and they ruin it.
Okay, who's we? Like what doesn't work about it? They made a movie, they tried to make it different, they did a cast different. Like what's just because people aren't going to see it? Eventually they're going to see it. Like it's going to be on Netflix here in a couple years and everybody's going to watch it.
Now look,
Or excuse me, it's going to be on Disney probably in like a few months and everybody's going to watch it.
remakes get ruined. Lion King did all right. Aladdin did all right. Little Mermaid didn't. Little Mermaid broke even. Why?
Like he refers to anything that doesn't go by the script for the original cartoon or the original writing or what the book was. If it's not exactly to what those specs are, it seems like Tim's just going to lose his mind.
Why? Because Ariel, who is a redhead white girl in the cartoons, they cast a black actress to play.
Okay, so I didn't even, like I foreseen that. Man, this is really bad. What's Tim Pool's following like? If you guys follow Tim Pool and you agree with most of his stuff, I'm really curious on why. Like he's pretty much shouting out that he doesn't like other cultures.
It is not that people are racist and don't like black people. It's that those who are older millennials and want to bring their kids to see a movie want to feel the nostalgia. They don't see it with a character that doesn't represent who Ariel is. Not to mention they bleached her.
So he's calling it nostalgia. When he's not happy with who's ever casted with a part, it's nostalgia. So he's woke off nostalgia, which is kind of a definition of woke also. Like he wants everything to be exactly how it is. And if it's not, there's got to be another agenda.
Hair to get it red. But there you go, my friends. The movie bombed. We knew it was going to bomb. They're not going to make their money back. They canceled the red carpet. It's embarrassing for everyone involved. And all I can really say, you reap what you sow. Get woke, go broke.
Man, I'm really sick of him using that word. He has no idea how woke he is. So does that mean Tim Pool's going to go broke?
Did not pay attention to what we were saying. YouTube censored and banned us as we called all of this out. And we spoke truth from the shadows for the most part, because they did not want us to interfere with their corporate control. And so these millennials get in these companies like Bud Light, and they say, this is the direction we should go. And they burn their companies to the ground. Well, Disney, you've lost $1 billion over your last several releases over the past year, and you're only standing to lose more now. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up and stop?
Okay, so him saying that when are you going to wake up, that's actually a part of being woke. And damn, dude, this guy has a lot of hate issues when it comes to other genders, when it comes to other people just being different of color, different of culture. I mean, this man right here, man, he's not one to be watching.
Doing this. They're going to try and fix the MCU, but good luck. I'll leave it there. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know, and we'll see y'all tonight at 8 p.m. at youtube.com.
Yeah, there's not going to be no likes or nothing coming from me. Okay, well, my take on it is Tim Pool is very woke off nostalgia. So what that means is he wants everything to be exactly how it was when it was made. So he doesn't like any remakes. He wants all that culture to continue. He wants nothing to do with it. I would like for him to see anything that was made from either a different type of culture or a different, I don't know. What would he think about like anime? Like if anime was made into like movies, what would he think of like Titan AE or any of the recent anime movies that have come out? You know, like let's just say Demon Slayer. Like, does he think that it all needs to be just, you know, people that he's obviously going to get wrong of the culture? I mean, it's their cartoons. Like, how do you get so mad over a damn cartoon? All right, leave your comments. Please subscribe. Please like. This is my first video. I will get better at this. And that's all I have to say. But, you know, I'm pretty much done with Tim Pool. And he's very woke.